All right, so let's start this leveling. I'm gonna start in the corner because that is closest to the high point. And basically I gotta take all of this stuff, all that stuff, and clear it all out so that I can get ready, put the first piece of subfloor in. So all those pieces, all those really heavy things, I gotta move over here, I can take the table saw from here, move over there, move a bunch of stuff around. Yeah, let's do it. I gotta stop running into this. Let's see if I can. Okay. Don't run into it. God damn it. Taking too many at a time. Too many at a time. It's okay. Let's keep it going. There we go. There's a broom. After I slapped the camera a bunch of times, we're good. So, next thing I want to do is I'm going to figure out how square that corner is. It should be square-ish, but like how-ish is square. So I'm going to probably use classic 3-4-5 triangle. Trigonometry. So what we're going to do, we use a 3-4-5 triangle to figure out how close to square we are. And what that means is I'm going to measure multiples of 3 in this direction, multiples of 4 in this direction, and then the distance between the point, the multiples across, should be multiples of 5. Get this, grab my trusty grease pencil, so we'll figure out what we got here. Right where we are. So that's like, we're just about 12 feet. It's going to be multiples of 3, multiples of 4. So let's do 9 feet. Wait, that means we got to get 12 over there. Can we get 12 over there? Let's try. The larger the multiple, more accurate it's going to be. Okay, yeah, we can get 12. And then I just need to make a line across. Cool. Means I'm going to move this trash out of the way. Unplug this. We're going to have 9 feet, 12 feet, and 15 feet. That's the goal. And then we'll see how at a square we are. There's our 9-foot mark. Right there, 9 feet. We're going to do our 12-foot mark. How far in the corner am I going to go? 12 is here. All right. Now, best way to check this is going to be probably the laser. So I can put something over here as my marker, like, the tape measure. This is like accurate-ish, right? This is not going to be fully square. We can see how close we are across the room. So I want 15 feet. That's the goal here. Pop this down in the corner. Ooh. And let's see. Our point is right about there. We are getting 15 foot 1 1/8. That's not bad. So we could do a little bit of math. Let's do a little bit of math. 15 foot 1 1/8. And figure out what that angle of the corner actually is. Honestly, if I knew there was a triangle solver when I was in high school, so much easier. A, 9, B, 12, C, 15 point. 1 1/8 of an inch. We have to figure out what that is in decimals. I know I had a setting to do it, but I'll just 1.125 divided by 12. Yes? Yeah. 0.9375 equals 90.748. Look at that. Not bad. Not even 91 degrees. So it's less than a degree off. We are going to have a little bit of flex. I have I got it. A little bit of shifting. I can figure out what that movement is on a 4x8 sheet, just to see like how much I'm going to shim it. But I think for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I think, Do I put one down and just mark it? Yeah, why not? They're right there. Let's do it. We'll flop it down, see what it looks like. And then we can also mark the extents of it. And then I can start putting some shims. Sheet number 1, I promise I won't hit the camera. Oh my god, I almost hit the camera. Sheet number 1. Okay. Move it back. I'm gonna want the, which side do I want facing up? I think rated subfloor thickness, blah, 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 blah. Is there a this side down? This side down. Perfect. So, there we go. Get ready for a bunch of dust. I'm gonna have to slide it underneath the pipe, so 3, 2, 1. Flop. Ah! I missed a nail. In the corner with you. That's that. Here, come take a look. So, this is how close we are to square in the corner. It's really, really not bad at all. I actually think that's as good as you can hope for at a house that's 115 years old, right? So, now what? We have to see how level we are. Let's do that. Right on the edge here, yes, we're not screwed in right there. So if I push down that edge, we are probably just over a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch on the edge there. It's not bad. And then we go across and heel on this just for some extra. We are a decent amount dipping the outside. Again, probably a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. It's not that bad in this corner. It's really, hello, hey over there. It's not that bad. I'm gonna mark this out. I'm gonna pick it up, move it over, and then I'm going to mark out my stud lines, and then I'm gonna start trying to kind of start leveling this thing. Woo! This is a crazy angle, but kind of works. Question is, what do I want my straight edge to be? Do I line to the wall, to the driveway, or the front of the house? I think, because the planks are running this way, I think I should align to the side of the house where the driveway is, because that's more likely a straight line, and it's a longer line. So let's do that. So we're gonna push it into the corner, and then push it into this edge right here. We'll tap, tap, tap. First plank. All right, let's mark this out. Edge 1. And I just want to double check the tongue. Is the tongue an additional 1/2 inch, or is the tongue included in the 4 feet? Where did you go? Where did you go, Mr. Tape Measure? Okay, so 4 feet is the tongue. It's not actually 4 feet, to be honest. It's like 47.5 inches, because the tongue and groove are going to sit into each other. That's good to know. Nominal dimensions. That's my edge. I got to mark my corners. This corner, and it's not enough, honestly. It's not enough to rip down the edge at like a, what was that, at a 0.8 degree angle to make it up. Like every sheet we're going to be able to push it back more, and every 4 feet it's going to reset itself in the corner. So, or I just say screw it, and by the time I get to the corner I'm, that far out of whack, and I make a new straight line. Let's see what the proper thing to do is. I'm going to make a couple more lines. Right here and right here, giving me some references, and then a halfway right there. Let's get this thing up. Back into your corner you go. How do I do this? I think it's this side. And then I lift, I lean, and now you're out of the way so it won't hit you. Yeah, it's upside down. Oh well. Cool. Let's start marking some lines, and I'll put you in a better location. Basically, all I gotta do is find a board or two that I like. So here's my edge. So this is my outside board. All I gotta do is find the nails, the big nails, not the small nails. It's probably somewhere around here. Turn that across. Here. I think here is a spot. Okay, so that's interesting. So that's hollow, but here is not. Well, okay, so we know that this is a stud right here. So, line right there. all the way across, line right there. Cool. 1. I'll figure out that corner later. There's probably something in between here. Where would you be? Let's just say it's right there. I might try and figure that out before I do that spot. Okay, next one. I believe it's right here, because that's where we cut the line all the way through to like here. Next spot. Right there, here. And then our edge is there. We want one more here. So there's nothing on the edge of it. So now I have to debate and go, okay, do I, yes I do, I shim up the edges as well. So I'm gonna shim up around the outside and the edge, like a little pan. Maybe not here, might not need to. That's what we got. Let's go snap some chalk lines. Because I'm by myself, I've got to do the fun screw method. I think there's like a box they made. Like this is a small plank, which is weird. This is a small plank, which is weird. Because this is going into something here. Let's just test it. Yep. There's something there. Tang. Chalk planks. We got them. That's our studs. Look at us go. Take out these screws. And that's what we have to shim up to. Let's move on closer. I ripped down all of those planks into sticks. So now I have a bunch of 3/4 inch and 1/4 inch shims. I'm going to use these knowing that that is my high point. So I'm going to start there and work this way. Can you see it? It's right. That's the point there. Yeah, grab some levels and start shimming. I'm going to grab the big levels. Move all these out of the way. Start in this corner. I'm actually going to start on this chalk snap line here. So this is flat, I think. It's about as flat as I'm going to try and get it. Let me see if I have to do that. Yeah, it needs to go up like slightly on the outside, but I'm going to say that that is flat. So with that being flat, now I need to, I guess, check all of them, right? So I'll check this one next, see what that is. This needs to come up ever so slightly over there, but like just a bit. So now I need my other level. I need to check this. Yeah, once I get a system, this will be easier, but so yeah, we are coming up like, I need some smaller shims. Where's my shim box? My box of shims. And I need some micro nails and the completely wrong hammer because I like it. So, get one of these and we are going to assume that point is good. And now we're just going to shim until we're where we like it. You know what? It's so little. It's like that. It's like barely anything. It's like the bottom of the shim. Alright, well, okay, let's assume that. Bottom of the shim. Pop that there. This has to go up. This is going to be finicky. That's kind of ever so... It's all really good right there. I don't think that's worth it. I think what I'm doing now is I'm setting ribs for any areas that really need it. So it seems like those areas are good. I should mark them. Where is my pencil? So we're saying this one's good. We're going to say this one's good. Go to this one. Cut. All right, now we're starting to dip a bit. So we're looking at something like, I don't know, that. That's pretty flat there. Now this is high there, so that means this has to come up. Okay, we're just finding the level. This is the part that takes a bit. So I am gonna shim this up to there. Check that. Check that. I need a knife. That we're going along this line. Just gonna use this. Let's shim this up. That's that. Good. The longer line, just to see. There we go. So this is level. Now we're dipping quite a bit down here. Is it enough for one of these? We will see. It is. Cool. So if I put that there, and then I run this across like that, or level. Now that's too high. We're going to put it right there. That is a level line. Now you may say, Emmerich, how does that help? What am I doing? What's this? This is good. This is good. These little bits of shimming, I don't think are gonna be great, right? I think it's gonna be more of like a 1/4 inch flow. So the bottom there where we need the 1/4 inch is sort of like, okay, great. I just need to figure out how far in it needs to go. So this is fair. I might tack some of these in place. Just thinking, I gotta think about level stuff. Let me Let me think this through. Here we go. Okay, so I've moved this piece in slightly. So basically what I did is I found that was my edge of my plank there. How far in can this 1/4 inch piece go before it's less than a 1/4 inch that it's off by? So right now we're dead center. So that means that goes there. Check this other side to see what it's doing. It looks like the other side is a little high. So I need to figure out, there's my line here. Now I need to go the other way and figure out how far that way has to go, and then I can cut it. Know what I mean? So we go like this, we go like this. This is high. Other piece here. It's not far, it's like just an extra plank. It's there to there. That's the mark. Do I have to get the saw out? Let's see if I can do it just by scoring it. First cut piece. So we're gonna put it down. You drop this level down. You're gonna say, aha, it is level. And then we're going to go over here and go, this side needs to go up a little bit. Aha, it's level. I'm gonna take this extra bit, just double check. Can't go any farther. Probably go a wee bit, honestly. Not even a thickness, not even like 2 inches. So we're gonna call that pretty good. I'm gonna have it overlap over both sides of the plank. So when I put this 4x8 sheet down and then that one, they land on the same piece. I'm gonna tack it in place, and it's the beginning. One down. All of this is just micro shimming. That piece is good. Micro shim, micro shim, micro shim. We're gonna check a little bit farther over, and we're gonna keep going. Doesn't look like much, and these are still not they're not nailed down or anything. I kind of came to the realization that I can't shim with the shims at this stage. I mean, what I could technically do is do everything and then give it an extra, like fill in all of the gaps with like something and then sand it down and whatever, but this actually might be good enough. There's some areas here where it's like just about, yeah, let's say to there. One extra piece. So basically what I've been doing is just sort of measuring, finding my mark. I know I should get the chop saw set up, but even like a Sawzall just to like blast through these, for these little ones where I'm just like figuring out the system. Just wanted to keep it nice and dust free. I'm doing that, taking this piece, dropping it right there. Basically what I'm trying to do is make it so that this shims everything up. I should check these as well to make sure there's no areas where I could shovel one of those in, which I will do after I tack it in place. Yeah, let's check these quick. That one seems pretty good, like right there almost. The question is, like, do I want to do that? I don't think so. Move all this stuff out of the way and see what this thing looks like. Deep, 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 deep. Stuff out of there. Shims are there to test the level so that when I'm leveling stuff, it's not based off of the 3/4 inch or the 1/4 inch minus whatever the shim would be. Like if here is a 1/4 inch plus a shim, and here is a 1/4 inch, it needs that shim or else this is going to need to be lower, right? Like if I say, okay, it needs the shim, but I'll just measure it from there with the 1/4 inch, this is going to be slightly less than a 1/4 inch, which point I wouldn't put one of these on. And then it's going to be slightly off. So, a little tedious, but you're starting to notice like there's some pieces that go past the line that I set out, and that's because I'm not going to cut a piece if it continues needing to be that much taller. So that's kind of what I did in those parts there. Let's do this. Let's just move these slightly out of the way, and we'll drop the big thing on here, and we'll shim it, and we'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. Does this system even make sense? Where are my hands? Where are my hands? They are somewhere. Are they over here? Are they over there? Who's to say? Here they are. Just talking about rotate. down. And now, I have these handy dandy ribs so I can keep my fingers safe. Go. That corner. So, technically, that goes in, that goes in, and that goes in. That's not bad. Like, so there was a worry that in doing this, we're creating tiny cavities underneath, and it's going to start to sound hollow. It's identical. And it's not screwed down. Now what we want to do is see if that actually helped. So I'm going to check this with a level, and in theory, I should be about anywhere between perfectly level and 1/8 of an inch off everywhere. Let's see. Come on, floor. So I should be able to literally put this anywhere and get a bubble that is pretty dang close. That's not bad. Not bad at all. See there, it's a little low on the left, but we know that that's a shimming spot. Let's go across here. It's a little high on the left there. Again, low on the right, which is a shimming spot as well. Check across here. A little high on the left, low on the right. That is a shim, that might be a shim spot, but that is, like, we're not getting better than that, right? And the big thing is, like, over here, these are 3/4 inch spacers. So there's 3/4 inch spacers over there. There's a 1/4 inch spacer here. There's nothing here and a 1/4 inch spacer there. So you can see where the hump in the floor is kind of like around here, and then it dips down. But we're getting, you know, pretty close. That seems like a system that works. I'm probably going to keep it with this one down. Because it did take some time. I just want to, you know, don't want to go too crazy. It works. The system works. I know there's all these bits sticking out, but I'll pull out the shims and just see how it moves with the shims out. Because those, like, the edges might need to be shimmed up, just because as we screw it down, it's going to pull itself, and I don't want the floor to be doing that. So that might be a thing we gotta kind of figure out. Like, we might put a piece in, shim it, snap the shim off, and then put the next one, and hopefully there's enough of these, like, ribbings that continue on that it sort of, you know, sort of works. We'll see how that might work. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of clean up stuff, and look at that. This is not too bad.